Hey guys, Putzleman 945 here. Welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm gonna be doing a type of video which I have not done in several months. I actually don't think I've done this since January. Um, which is I'm gonna be making a list of how good particular series characters would be as roommates. I was really enjoying doing this idea before, and so I'm back to do it again. But this time we are going to be doing bleach characters as roommates. So for the tiers, we have the best roommates, and basically what I'm going to do is at the end I'm going to elevate like between 3 and 5 characters from the great roommate tier into the best tier. Then we have good roommate, average, slight issues, or no opinion, bad roommate, horrible roommates, and then of course, back by another demand, the I'm dead tier, because that certainly applies to quite a few of these characters. Um, so yeah, uh, let's get started. Um, let's see. Okay, we're starting off good here with Ichigo. Um, hmm. I think Ichigo would be a great roommate because he seems like a chill dude. He seems like he would respect another dude's space. And, he seems like the kind of guy that just wants to leave, like you let him mind his own business, he lets me mind my own business. So I think we get along great. Um, Yinjo, I'm dead. I think all three of these I'm just dead. Because um, like whether it's Aizen or um whether it's fucking Aizen, Iwak, or Ginjo, they're all gonna find some way to murder me or manipulate me to do something insane, and then I will end up dying from that. No doubt. Um, yeah, I'm just dead. Ichibei, Ichibei is tricky. Um, hmm, I I do not know here. Oh, it is hard. I don't know what to do for Ichibei because I get the vibe that Ichibei would be a really, really noisy guy. Like, I think that he would not know when to respect my sleep schedule, and I don't think he would be the best about personal space. I'm inclined to put Ichibei in bad roommate. Um, I need to remember the names of Squad Zero because okay, yeah, with Zero, we have Korinji, uh, Kirio Hikifune, Nimaya, and Senjumaru. Okay, that are their names. Um, Nimaya, I think, would be a good roommate because I think he would be a pretty chill dude. Same thing with Senjumaru. Actually, probably all three of these I think would be pretty chill people. And actually, I think that she would be a great roommate because she can cook. I think Ichibe's honestly probably the only bad one out of Squad Zero. Um, uh, Ganju's sister, I don't remember her name. I know it's Ganju's like older sister. The only thing that would worry me about having her as a roommate is the fact that um she might try and do some kind of fireworks experiment in the apartment, which could maybe lead to some bad things. I'm gonna say that's like slight issues, but like not bad. Um, uh, Ganju, I think would be average because I could see him being a little bit annoying, but like not like bad necessarily, just kind of okay. Um, is that Yoruichi's? Nah, I need to make a new tier for. I need to make a new I don't remember tier here because I don't remember any of those guys. Okay. Yamamoto. Hmm. Okay. So Yamamoto, I think honestly the only issue I could maybe see with Yamamoto is the fact that I think he may potentially have maybe some anger issues. But like even then, I don't think he would be that odd. I think he'd honestly be a pretty chill guy. Would be able to give you some good advice and such. I think he'd be pretty chill. Um, I honestly don't really know much about this guy, and he's not on screen for that long ever. But I think he'd be actually, no, definition of I have no opinion actually. Um, I don't remember who that is. Soy Fan. I think Soifan might be a bit noisy, but like beyond that, I don't think she'd be that bad. Yoruichi, I think, would be a great roommate because of the fact that um, I guarantee she would try and efficiently get chores done, definitely pay the rent on time for sure, would not forget about something like that. Maybe wouldn't even be home that much, potentially, and if she is a cat, then it's essentially just like living with a cat, which is always fun. So, um, this guy, I don't remember his name, but Joey Fawn's like second in command. I think that this guy actually would be quite an annoying roommate because he would be extremely I feel like extremely whiny and just not particularly very helpful with things. I feel like he would be really lazy as well. Um uh I don't remember who that is. Okay. Again. Uh Tricky one. Um I think that Yin would be kind of a similar case to someone like these Squad Zero guys, but I think the difference is that I think the only thing that might be kind of worrying about Gin is the fact that he always looks like he's plotting some evil plan. But as long as he's not doing that, I think he would make a not bad roommate. This character, which I don't remember the name of, I think they would make a pretty average roommate. I don't remember who that is. Hmm. Um, let's see. Uh, hmm. Uh, Kira, that's his name, Kira. Um, how would Kira be as a roommate? I think he would be not awful, but not the best either. I would put him in average because I don't have that much of an opinion on him, to be honest. I don't remember who either of them are. I actually think Unohana would make a great roommate because Unohana is super chill. Definitely would respect your boundaries. Seems like a very responsible person with like chores and paying rent on time and such. Um, Also is very good at treating wounds, which is extremely helpful. Would save hospital costs immensely. Um, and her vice captain, which I forget the name of because I'm so bad with names. Um, I think that he would be good, but like nothing crazy. Ooh, oof, Yakuya. Is that who that is? It looks like the TYBW fan art, but then there's this guy which also looks like Byakuya. So I'm not sure which one it is. Uh, hmm. Hmm. I'm gonna say that is Byakuya, and I don't know who that is. This is Byakuya. So Byakuya. Hmm. The only thing that I could think of with Byakuya is he might get a tad annoying at times. Like kind of like annoying in terms of the fact that he has a big ego. I would put him in like slight issues, I think. I don't remember his name, but like he's this dude from Soul Society who's a coward and stuff, always runs around everywhere. I feel like he might be kind of annoying. I can't lie. Um, Hingy. Golly, there's a lot. I think this will get a lot easier as we go through the video because we're not even at any of the Auburn cars or other Quincy's yet here. I have a feeling the bottom is going to be a lot more stacked by the end of this video. Um, Kinch kind of gives me like the same like worried about a bad plan vibes as Gin, but to like a worse degree. I'm gonna say slight issues. Um, I don't remember who that is or that old man. I'm pretty sure this is Renji. It looks like him at least. I think Renji. Hold on a second. Um, would you be a good or great roommate? Let's think about this. Okay, so um, I actually think for what it's worth, I think Renji would be a great roommate because I think that he's a very like friendly dude. Um, who would actually be really helpful. Um, so yeah, I actually think he'd be a really good roommate. I don't remember who that is. No offense to Homamura. I think that he is a fantastic character, really, really well written. Um, but nah, I'm sorry. I can't do it with like a raccoon or whatever animal. Actually, what kind of animal is Kamiza? Uh, an anthropomorphic wolf? Yeah, not no, not no. I'm sorry. Just I think I'm sure he's got a great personality, but just the anthropomorphic wolf thing does not work for me at all. Um. Uh. Okay. There's this guy which is one of the hollowed. But I don't remember the name of him. Uh, I think he'd be average, and same with this dude. I think I don't remember either of them. Oh man, Sensui. Okay, I'm not gonna put him up in great. I'm gonna give him good, just because he might have some slight issues with the slightly pervy tendencies. Um, uh, but like I don't think you could physically get a more chill dude for a roommate, and he might be a little bit forgetful at times, which is why he's only in good. But I think that you could be hard pressed to find a more chill dude to potentially be a roommate with. How weird she is. Nemo, I believe he'd be okay. Um, I don't remember who that is. Okay. Hosen. Fuck. This is hard. Um, so I mean, I didn't think about Gin as a villain. I'm not really gonna do the same for Tozen, especially because he has a redemption arc. Um, which is really good. I think based on that logic, I think Tozen would be a good roommate. I think he'd be really chill, honestly. Kensei here, I think Kensei would be a great roommate because I don't think there's anything spectacular, but like there's also nothing that is inherently wrong with him either. Like he's just like a nice stand-up average dude. And I think that that is like just an underrated aspect of a lot of these characters when considering this kind of thing. Um, uh, let's see. Uh, Sagi, I think that you're one of the most overrated, boring Bleach characters, but I can't deny you'd be a decently chill roommate. Similar to Ichigo, but not as good, I think. This character, which I don't remember the name of, I feel like she would get on my nerves a lot. Here we got two superstars in a row. Toshiro and Ishin. I think both of these dudes would be absolutely amazing roommates. Just perfect, chilling vibe. Dude, especially Ishin, he'd be great to vibe with. And Toshiro, similar to Ichigo, I feel like would very much like I leave him to his business, he leaves me to my business. We work out a good little system there. Oh boy. One of the ones which I think is the most interesting to think about when it comes to roommates with these characters is Kenpachi. Oh man. Let me just rip the band-aid off. Kenpachi would be a fucking horrible roommate. Possibly the worst on this entire list that just besides the ones that just would straight up kill me. I think Kenpachi would be just so bad. Oh my god, he would leave the apartment a total mess every single time. Um, he would bring his vice captain in nonstop, so it'd be basically like living with another roommate that doesn't pay the rent. Um, he would, I feel like constantly want to like practice his sword play. He would probably end up destroying the apartment in some way. I think Kenpachi is possibly the worst one on this entire list that doesn't try and straight up kill me. Um, I don't remember who either of those three are. Um, and speaking of his vice captain, I'm also inclined to say horrible roommate because I think that um she's very tiny, she's extremely annoying and would just not be a good nurse at all. Um my only issue with Ikaku is I feel like he might have kind of a big ego. Um and he might get a bit reckless, but I think he would be not bad. I would put him in like slight issues. Hot. I don't remember his name. So freaking bad with names, but I think that he would be a pretty bad roommate because, like, the ego thing compared to Ikaku is like times five. And he is also just really like the whole like obsession with beauty thing. He would totally like if it was like one bathroom, it would be a absolute nightmare because he would take up like 80 to 90% of the sink space and just not give an F at all. Um I think he'd be a pretty bad roommate, very annoying. Oh boy. Fruit sushi. Okay. So here's the ultimate question: Is he's obviously a horrible roommate, and honestly, probably the second worst ahead of Kenpachi in this whole list. But the question is, does he kill me though? Because um, I could totally see whoever Mayuri wants to room with could very easily end up being his next science experiment. And I very much do not want that to happen at all. Um, uh, Honestly, the more I think about it, the more I think I am just dead. Because, like, while Hachi might destroy the apartment and, like, want to make me his living slave, at least I would survive. Um, Mayuri would try and use me for some insane science experiment, and I would think I would just end up dead. Um, Onto the other, much better scientist roommate. I think Urahara is would be an absolutely amazing roommate, and I don't think this requires much uh conversation. I think the only maybe potential issue that you run in with Urahara is he might forget the rent sometimes or be a little lazy with chores, but I don't really mind that because he's got such a fun and fantastic personality that just makes him so easy to vibe with. Um oh, okay. I see the difference. One of these is Nemo, and the other one is Shinsui's vice captain. I would put them both around the same level. Um, I don't remember her name, but I feel like she would be pretty annoying, honestly. I don't remember who he is. I don't know who that is. Ukitake, fantastic roommate. Just like similar to Shinsui, but like more responsible, I think. I think that he is just absolute vibes. Fantastic roommate material right there. Same exact conversation with Rukia, truly. Um, Amazing vibes right there. I don't know who this is. These guys would be fine. Eh. Oh, actually, if it's thinking about both of them, that would be pretty bad. Only because the two of them together is a lot, and their bickering would get so so annoying so fast. This guy I think would be a chill dude, and same thing with this keto dude. I think they both, in similar ways, would be just kind of chill dudes. Um, John Poe, horrible roommate for what I would hope are super obvious reasons. Because he is a literal fucking giant. That is just not feasible in any aspect whatsoever. I don't remember who any of these guys are. Oh, I think this is Tsukishima. If that is the case, and this is in fact Tsukishima, I am dead. For the exact same reason as why Ginjo is in this tier. Um, Orihime, I think would actually, I think Orihime would be a fantastic roommate because he is really kind, and also, once again, you have the healer aspect, like Unohana, which I think is just very underrated, um, as well. And then of course there's Chad, absolute bro of a roommate. And in fact, I think That would just be a an awesome guy to be friends with. Because he's just a bro that would have your back the whole time. Um, I don't remember the name of the other Fullbringers, but this guy would make a bad roommate because all he would do is just sit around playing video games and not listen to you whatsoever, not listen to me whatsoever, and he would not like do anything to contribute to the help. I don't really remember enough about any of them. She would be absolutely insufferable, horrible personality, and just be really annoying. Um, are these Ichigo's sisters? Horrible roommates because I cannot room with children as that is illegal. Um, Don Katsunochi. Okay. This is a very, very interesting one. Um, you know, as long as he keeps his whole like spiritual nonsensical side gig to himself and like doesn't lead any paparazzi or fans inside the apartment, I think he would actually be a pretty chill dude. Um, I don't think he'd be that bad. Ski, I don't really have an opinion on. I don't think she's on screen very like enough for me to have a proper opinion of that. I don't remember any of these people. Uh, Han is a horrible roommate because he's literally just a fucking caulking doll. Horrible idea there. Okay. Hushful. Um, so thinking about this from a non-villainous perspective, like I've done with Tozen and Gin here, um, I think that he would be I think he'd be a bit eccentric. I think he'd just be average, honestly. And I think the same thing is probably true with Ishida. Lily Barrow, on the other hand, bad roommate because he has a huge ego and would not want to do anything around the house. Um, I told you these tiers would start expanding out because we're getting starting to get to a bunch of the other characters here, shall we say? Uh, I don't remember what his name is, but like the Thor looking dude, he would be very destructive to the apartment, and he also is very rambunctious and boisterous. I'm confident saying horrible roommate for him. Cornetus is just disgusting and horrible, and in fact, I don't think it's actually that crazy a thing to say that I would die to Prometheus because he's just a weird land organism thing. Um, this guy would try to poison me. I would totally die from that. Um, a lot of these Stern Ritters, I don't really know how I would treat them as like not villains. A lot of them are going in horrible roommates. Is only a tier above because he's not as rambunctious as the others, but he's still way too bad with the anger issues and the fire powers. Um, horrible, horrible. He might not actually be that bad if he just like kept to himself potentially. I don't remember who that is. Night Dude, I don't really have an opinion on. He's not on screen for long enough. Oh boy, all these female characters, these like really slutty female characters. F all of them. Um, I don't remember enough about that guy. The love dude is so annoying. Horrible. I don't remember enough of anything about any of these dudes, honestly. Um, Uryu's dad, I think he'd be just fine, similar to Uryu. Um, okay, here we go. Ichigo's mom. I think that Ichigo's mom, she barely has any screen time, but I think that she would actually be a great roommate. Um, I don't remember who that is. Saizilla horrible. I don't know who that is. Okay, Stark. All right. An actual Espada that is not that bad to me. I think it's kind of a similar case to what else did I say about Toshiro, but like less or like Kasagi, for example. I think he actually might be a good roommate. Um, Horrible. Baragon, I'm convinced kills me to make me another one of his death slaves. Um, I don't remember who that is. All these visored are extremely forgettable. He would be absolutely fucking horrendous. I don't remember. Halle Bell, maybe all right. And like the adult version of Nelliel might not be that bad. Let's see. Uh, these members of the Ariana Spada may not be that bad, although I say that. Um, all three of these girls would be awful, absolutely insufferable. Uh, their beast thing, I am just dead to that. Um, this guy in Dondo Chaka, absolutely horrible. In fact, I would put both of these guys down next to Kenpachi in terms of being like almost the absolute worst of the worst because of how just insufferable they are. They are, in my opinion, by far the worst Bleach characters of all time, and it's not close. Um, and then we have Okiora, which Okiora is actually kind of interesting. I actually think Okiora, in a similar way to Stark, would be maybe a good roommate. I don't remember enough about that guy or any of these, really, to be honest. Any of these dudes. I don't remember enough about them to be able to rank them properly. This guy would be a really annoying one. Horrible. I don't remember who he is. Don't remember Aaron Nero, whatever the fuck his name is. Horrible. Actually, he would probably try and kill me in a similar way to Baragon. I'm not doing him. I don't know who that is. Oh my god, this guy's also like one of the worst Bleach characters. He goes down there too. Okay, one of the Hollows. I'm just dead. I don't remember any of these guys. I'm dead. I'm dead. I think literally all these hollows they just kill me. I don't think that that much of an outrageous thing to say. I think that just all of these hollows do nothing but just ensure my death, and I don't really remember the rest of them. Okay, see, I told you that the bottom tiers are really gonna pile up here. Um. Okay, now as for the best roommates, we have quite a few here, so I feel pretty okay picking, let's say, five roommates here as like my ideal picks. Ethan, the first one being elevated, and then I'll say Ukataki and had um Kirihime, I believe her name was. Actually, no, no. I'm gonna do Orihime instead. And I am going to do Hensei. That's gonna be my top five. With my top choice of all those probably being Chad. Okay, that completes this very big tier list. Another 40-minute video. Um, yeah, I really like doing these roommate videos. So if you have suggestions for other, they don't have to be other animes, but like other franchises that I might know that would be that have like a lot of characters, like a variety of characters that would be fun to rank like this, then do let me know in the comments. Also, if there's some other way that you maybe want to see me rank Bleach characters like as another thing, or maybe the same thing with One Piece and Star Wars characters like I've done in the past, just let me know in the comments. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this video. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye bye.